So finally, I got my private pilot license. I cleared my Checkride about 4 days ago, and they gave me this temporary airman certificate. And they said that your license will be in the mail within a couple of months or maybe sooner. And but that path wasn't that easy. So I want to discuss all that with you today. So if somebody else out there in the same boat, maybe they get some more information or maybe gain something from my experience. So let's talk about this. Time wise, I did my medical on April 2025. That's where it all started. And I got my PPL on May 29th, 2026. So you can have the idea. But not all the time was for the training. 7 to 8 months were just wasted. We didn't do nothing, totally nothing. And hour-wise, when I got my PPL, maybe 125 to 126 hours of that. And the idea is, if I have to do it again, I probably will do it faster in a shorter amount of time. Because more time, there's a more gap in between, you have to restart the things. If you put 5 hours on something and then now you are rusted totally, so you need to do to get all that thing again and again. So when I started, I did not have my FAA written at that time. So I did the written portion and the practical portion together. So I did a couple of chapters. Well, actually, I heard all my chapters. I signed up with the Gleim. They give you some audio lessons too. So I listened to those. I listened all those chapters before I started anything. And then with my CFI, I spent about maybe first 5 to 6 hours on the sim, and that really helped. That really helps before I start flying. So I started in April, but my first lesson on the plane was first week of May. And and I decided to buy a plane at that time. I started with the Diamond DA-40. That's what my first plane I flew. And then after that, I start buying process for DA-40. And then later, it came back to 172. So that's another thing. It took me a while to get this license because the maintenance and some other issues in the plane stopped the process. So the process becomes slow because of the maintenance and so many things on the plane. I will advise anyone, if somebody wants to own the plane, yeah, do that. But I would definitely, if I have to do it again, I probably won't own the plane. I probably just go straight with renting a plane or whatever the CFI is offering. I just finish that thing. And very important thing, I will tell everyone to go through ACS. This is my CFI also told me ACS. We downloaded it. I saw a little bit, but I didn't get too much of it. But in the end, yes, I did. And I would like to thank all that YouTube community. All of those mock check rides I saw in YouTube, mostly I heard when I'm walking outside. I just listen to these mock check rides, and I get a lot from there, a lot. And about the ACS, there's a gentleman named Seth Lake in YouTube. Nobody described the ACS better than that gentleman, and I'm really thankful for that, for all this YouTube community who helped me gain that knowledge, which I never had it. And then I'm flying today, and this is not just not just me. It's my CFI, and then all these people who just, poured that information into me. The check ride portion, I will also describe you the oral and practical portion later. And one thing which was harder to me than flying was the study. There's a lot. There's a lot to cover. You got to be everything. You got to be a mechanic, simple thing. You need to know your plane. You need to know all the instruments. So whatever you see in the plane, you need to know. You need to know your engine. You need to know as much as possible in your plane. And everyone owns a car here, but I never change the oil of my car. I never change the battery of my car. I just take it to the mechanic and let them do their job. But when it comes to the airplane, you are the mechanic too. Although you can't work on it, you need an AMP and IA to work on it, but you should have that knowledge. What is going on with the plane? You should know that. Also, on top of it, you got to be a weatherman. You need to understand how the weather works. I never understood that thing before. There's a big change in me before the pre-pilot and then post-pilot. I know the weather, how the weather works. What are these cold fronts? How the winds goes? I mean, what is a turbulence? I didn't know that. None of that before. But now I know. Again, study portion is more harder than the flying portion. Flying is easy. Literally flying the plane is easy than doing the study and remember all those things. So we did about 2 months of initial training in the beginning, and after that there's a break because of the plane I was buying, the process, and the inspections. And after that I canceled that transaction of DA40 and decided to buy 172. It took another month, and then I got the plane. There were some issues, we need to fix that, and after that the weather. So that's why the time adding up. So whatever training I took before, I really need to restart again. You didn't forget that, but you're rusty now. So my solo was done in 37 to 38 hours of my flying portion. And again, after the solo, the weather changes. After my solo, I fly twice alone, and after that, the weather. Okay, so from November to end of January or maybe mid of February, there's nothing. We just couldn't fly, not at all. It maybe just an exceptional year this year, or we never noticed the cloud layer. The cloud layer was just there permanently, just not going away anywhere. So you're rusty again. And then you restart again. So that is why I have to spend more and more time. And about the written I clear in October, mid of October. So I got about 82%. It's not super good and not super bad. And wherever you lack in your written, in the Checkride they'll ask you all these things or some more additional things too. Well, just don't miss that Checkride portion. That was very, very interesting. It was kind of a pressure on me for Checkride, but I got this DP from, I don't know, man. I mean, I was so lucky. I mean, he just never let you feel like you are sitting in a Checkride and he's testing you. Literally, he told me that, you know what, once you come in that door, you're already a pilot. I just need to certify you. I mean, he was very, very good gentleman, and it just never make you feel like you're under any stress or pressure. We're just talking. He just asking me the question, and I'm answering him. So don't miss that one. That was very, very interesting. So anyhow, the solo was done, and again, now it comes to ACS. Now the final portion, when I'm thinking, hey, I'm like close to 75 hours now. When am I going to complete all these? And then my CFA told me, hey, you need to do this. You have a night landings, 10 night landings. You have 3 hours of instrument. and you have a long cross country and all that. I said, well, then just wrap it up. And after that, I picked that thing up, ACS. Yeah, we need to do all that. So we did that. We put our information in IACRA, and I start finding the DPE. So I contacted two people. So one person responded, and then after that he said, I don't have a full schedule for next month. In the meanwhile, I find this gentleman. And well, he gave me a time within 15 days. And I was happy. Hey, I got the time within 15 days. Generally, people say you have to wait for 6 weeks to get the time from any DPE. Got lucky here. And the Checkride day came. And I was listening to all these, the mock check rides that never stop. Even today, after becoming pilot, I still listen to some of the information because I want to gain more now. I need to do more and more practice. So that thing is not going away anywhere. I'll still keep listening to the good information when it comes to flying the plane. So, Checkride day. So the Checkride day, my Checkride happened in Auburn. I fly from SAC Executive. It was scheduled 9 o'clock in the morning, so I was there like 8:30. And then I was sitting there in the pilot lounge. And then a gentleman came in, and we shake hands. And after that, there's all these process and oral process. They have to verify who you are, IDs. They check your medical certificate, the original one. Don't take the copy. They need the original. They need your FAA written exam results, original one. Take that one with you. They need my ID. They need my pilot ID, and they need my logbook. So I put everything in front of him. And since I own my own plane, so I didn't need to worry about renting it and get the logbooks from them. So I have everything ready. So I lay everything in front of them, and he just, okay. And the plane was approved, and I was approved to go forward with that. And once all this thing is out of the way, before started the check ride, he asked me, can we start your check ride? Do we have a permission to start the check ride? I said, oh yeah, absolutely. At that time, I pay him his fees. He didn't charge me before. He's paying his fees at that time. And the portion started. Okay, so whatever I heard before that, it wasn't nothing like that. I was taking too much pressure of that. I over-prepared, literally over-prepared. And those questions were very nominal. Of course, you need to they want to ask you what kind of documents you need in the plane, what qualifies you to be a pilot, to fly the plane, all this nominal stuff. And they put too much pressure on the charts. He opened the chart, the physical chart in front of me. He didn't mind that I use ForeFlight or I'm using the digital flight computer. He didn't mind at all. But he opened the chart in front of me. So he started asking me the question, what is this? What is that? What airport is this? What's the elevation? What's the runway length? What is the CTAF? All that thing, just normal questions. And after that, he extended to what VOR it is. Where's the closest VOR for Sacramento or Auburn? And what are these MOA? So he pointed me towards the MOA, and he asked me, who do you contact? Who do you contact to make sure that MOA is not active? And I said, oh, yeah. And then I was looking at him, and he's looking at me, and he said, take your time. It's an open book question, so you can take a help from Mr. Google. I said, ooh, okay. But why don't I know that? You know, that's a funny thing. Anyhow, I checked something and then I found the information. You don't see that on Ford flight. That was right clear on that the chart laid in front of me. And I saw that information. Oh yeah, this is the authority you need to contact. So MOA is a big question. And also restricted airspace is a big questions. And my flight planning, he gave me that the route we are going, he asked me verbally how to go, where to go, what are your checkpoints and all that thing, which I already prepared. And the questions about the VORs, your radials, where are you as compared to this VOR, all these questions, and the weather, that was a big one. The big one, he asked me so many questions, weather related. He's not tricking you at all. He's just asking you the question, giving you your time. And then I took really time to answer those questions slowly. In the end, and I say, okay, so if you want to eat something, you go ahead and eat it. So the order portion is over. It was over in maybe less than 2 hours. And after that, we'll fly. We ate the lunch and I met him close to the airplane. He just circled around the plane. He checked the documents, registration, and airworthy certificate. We already have that in my binder. And also, please take a binder with you. Please take a binder with you with all the information. So I have like 7 or 8 pages of the binder. I have my pilot information, my plane information, my FAA exam results, and all that thing there. So it's more easier. This is how it shows that you are prepared. So he already saw those documents before he go to the plane, but even in the plane he wanted to see that. He saw the documents, so we turned on the lights off. I did the pre-flight in front of him. He just checked the light portion. Okay, lights are all working, we're good to go. And then he asked me, do I have permission to enter your aircraft? I said, yes, sir, absolutely. And then he just sit inside, and then we started. We start the plane, and then I already set up my route to wherever I was going, and start the plane and check my brakes, and then taxi towards the runway. And then in the run-up area, he told me to do a soft takeoff from here. I said, okay, I'll do that, soft takeoff. So, and took a soft takeoff. My soft takeoffs were wrong. I was pushing the brake. I say, well, you can't use the brake. And then I fly. I say, okay, I don't know if it's clear or not, but I'll tell you that later. Took off, the soft takeoff. We're going up, and then we called the flight following for the air work on the way. Then we set up the flight following. I put the code and everything in there. When I called to the ATC, so he checked it, he said, okay. So I thought he think the call I made was okay. It's a good call. That's another thing, because I put my plane and I start my training in a towered airport. It helps me a lot. In the beginning, I was struggling, but after that, no. I think it's more better you fly in a towered airport, more safer too as compared to the untowered airport. We have so many things. We go practice in Franklin Field all the time. Somebody is doing something there. I need to get out. So towered airport, I have never have a problem going out and coming in. It's very, very safe. But anyway, so he told me to take the plane to 3,500, and the first thing he said, well, we need to do all these maneuvers. Which one you want to do first? I said, well, the tougher thing for me was steep turns. I said, okay, you know what, just get the steep turn off the way. So we did the steep turn to the left, and I was so up and down. And I said, recovering, and after that we recovered, the steep turn is complete. And after that, before that, we need to do the clearing turns. So always don't forget to do the clearing turns. So I did one to left and one to right, and do left first. After that, the right one. So the right side 45 was good. So I was just there. He said, okay. He checked it. Okay, so I don't know it's okay means right or wrong. I hope it's right. Okay, so we'll come later on that one. After that, he told me to go for a power off stall, which I performed. And then power on stall, I struggled there. I just didn't complete the stall. I just let the plane go before the stall because I don't know, something I was scared of that all the time. He said, okay. And after that, he told me to put my goggles on and take the plane to Sacramento VOR. I did that, and then after that he said, okay. And after that he said, well, put your head down. And he just played on with the plane for the unusual attitude. I said, okay, recover the plane. So I saw the plane is going. So first thing I see the airspeed and I see the land in front of me. So I just take the plane up a little bit, just the nose up, and then recover the plane right there. He said, okay. And after that he told me, let's go down to 1,000 feet, the ground maneuvers. So we do the S turn, that came good. And after that, the turn around a point, that was never a problem for me. I don't know, on that day, I was like 400 feet up and down. So he still say okay, but I don't know what the okay means. We'll come back to that later. And then it comes to the landings. So he said we have to do all the landings, short field, soft field, and normal. And after that, we'll do the emergency. Okay, so we went there, and then short field landing, always like it just dreaded to me, man. I don't know. But the thing was, I nailed it in 50 feet. Yeah, by just coming down and keep coming down. I know it's going to be a little harder. But no, it was soft and it was good. And within 50 feet, I thought, wow, that thing is done. And after that, we did the soft field landing, and that was also good. And also did the normal landing, and then it came good. And after that, he told me to get the plane back to Auburn. And on the way, we also did the slips. So the forward slip, he said to give me the forward slip when you reach to Auburn. So we went to Auburn, and then I'm doing the forward slip. And I describe it good, but I put the plane on the other side. The wind was coming from the right, and I put the bank the other side. So it pushed the plane a little bit towards, away from the runway. I landed it safely though. And after that, he said, we parked the plane, tied down and everything. And he said, well, there are some things you need to work on. And my CFI was there too. There's a few things I'll write you up. You need to work on it, and I'll give you 60 days to come back after the training again, and then we'll credit you for whatever you did today, and you need to do all these things. So they give me 6 items to correct. So after that, the 6 things were, of course, the steep turns. He didn't approve that. After that, soft field takeoff, not landing, because I was pushing brakes. Not supposed to push the brakes when you do the soft field landing. What's the point then? So that was the second one. Then the third one was the ground maneuvers, the circle around the point. That's what the ground maneuver he put there. The fourth thing was the power on stall. That was the one. We need to do that too. Power off, he cleared it. Power on stall, we need to do that. Forward slip, the fifth thing was a forward slip. We need to do the forward slip again. And the sixth thing was the emergency procedure. We never did. We never performed on that day. So they say, well, we didn't do it, but next time when you've done all these 5, we'll do the emergency procedure right after that. So he wrote me for these 6 items, and then we are on the way. And I start training again. By the time I did my checkride, I have 100 hours. And by the time I did my second part of the checkride, I was 125 hours. So I put 25 more hours of practicing. I had a hard time getting the 45, the steep turns. and got it. Now I just nailed it. It was so easy. Now all the things are very easy for me. And now the final check that day again came. It was a very funny day, man. All the maneuvers I did it correctly, as just to the point. I mean, he told me to take soft field takeoff. We took off, good. Steep turns, good, both sides. And then power on stall, yep. We break the thing and then down, good. And after that, we went for the ground maneuvers, just 1,000 feet. That's it, not even 20, 30 feet difference. Nailed that one. And then forward slip. Now we're going to do the forward slip at Lincoln. And we are very close to the airport. And I should have turned around and set up myself and come back. But he said, go to Lincoln. I went to Lincoln and I said, I didn't see the airport. I was just trying to see the airport. I didn't see the airport because I never been to Lincoln. And then I'm setting it up, and then he told me, hey, what side you want to go on 1-5 to land? And I saw 1-5, yeah, so I have to go. There's a left downwind. I was just got confused. So I took off, and then I go more west of it towards Sacramento to come back. Now I'm at 2,000 feet. And I say, how high you want to go, sir? I said, yeah, just give me a minute. And then I got confused there. I said, shit, that's the end of the story. And then, okay, just turn around and go, land. And then I set up again. I announced my position, joined the downwind and start the landing. So first landing we did the forward slip. So forward slip, it's done correctly done within 400 feet of distance. And now he said emergency procedure. By the time, 2 more planes. And then I took off to the upwind, and somebody took a 360 because of me. I said, he said, well, there are 2 planes here and 1 plane here too. I still got confused because I said, damn, I'm not going to get it today. I'm not going to get it today. He understands that too, the pressure. He understands that the traffic is there now. And then, so okay, join the downwind again. Okay, so we are going to join the downwind again. And because there are so many planes there, he didn't pull the lever for the emergency procedure. So now this is again normal landing. So we didn't land, we just go around. And then now finally there's 1 plane out, and then he pulled the lever and said, do the emergency. So we did the emergency landing. I did all this procedure, and then we landed the plane safely, and then taxi back, and then took off from there. By going towards Auburn, I again got confused. My heading indicator jammed. I said, what in the world? It's just not moving at all. And then I was looking at where I'm heading, and then he was quiet. And then I just keep flying, and I'm trying to figure out, what do I do now? And he said, how far do you want to go, sir? I look at my fourth flight, and I was going towards TFR. This is BL Airway. So, oh my God, I never went there before. So we turn around, I figured it out, and he helped me there. I said, well, Auburn. Okay, yeah, I get that. I saw his finger. By the time I figured it out, I fixed my heading indicator, and I set up the route again there for Auburn, again the METAR check and all that, and then set up the radio there, announced my position. We're about maybe 10 miles, and then we're going straight, and I couldn't see the airport because I'm used to going from Sacramento to Auburn right on 45, and now I'm at extended downwind, and I'm announcing my position 45. I said, well, are you sure you're in 45? And all of a sudden I saw the airport. We're just going straight there. Oh shit, I want to extend it downwind. So I correct myself again there. And meanwhile he said, okay, that's fine. So now give me a landing on the first 400 feet. Okay, all right, that's good. I'll do that. And then we're landing there. We were not touching down. He told me to go around because I'm not in 400 feet. Slowly, we landed there at the 70 speed, and then boom, 200 feet to 300 feet. Done. So he told me every time I was going, I was coming high. So you don't need to go that high, and you don't need to over control the plane. Just let it glide. Look at the speed, just follow the speed and speed. That was a lesson I got so many times. And in the end, he told me that there are few things you need to work on. I said, oh shit. But he said, well, you made it through. I'm gonna give you the rating. But there are a few things you need to practice and practice and practice and practice and practice with your CFI or alone. It was the power management in the approach. That was only one thing. And after that, just give me my A&M certificate, congratulate me. We took a picture, and after that, I'm on my way. And this is how I became the official pilot, official private pilot. It wasn't easy. It took me more than a year. It ate my all year. I compromised with my work. The work was on one side. This was my priority, and my family also supported that. And I got it through. And I wish anyone out there getting into this career or this hobby, good luck.